Looking for the best travel camera you can buy in 2022? If you're keen to expand your photographic power beyond your smartphone for a special trip, you've come to the right place for recommendations. Our guide is based on hundreds of hours of in-depth testing, allowing us to bring together the best possible picks for travel cameras. Number 1. Sony Cybershot RX10 Sony revolutionized premium compact cameras with the original RX10 as it was the first pocket-sized camera to feature a large 1-inch sensor. They were always great for travel, but thanks to a relatively limited zoom lens, were perhaps sometimes overlooked in favor of super zoom rivals. Things changed when we got to the RX10 VI, which paired a much longer lens than ever before, and now we've seen some real refinement with the latest RX10 model. The sacrifice for making the lens longer is losing the super wide aperture of previous generations, but if you're mainly going to be shooting in sunny climes, this probably won't be a big deal. It houses features that you might not ever use, such as a ridiculous 9x burst mode, as well as those that are more commonplace, such as 4K video. Number 2. Panasonic Lumix ES200/TZ200. With smartphones now raising the bar for point-and-shoot photography, compact cameras have to offer something special to justify their place in your travel bag. The ES200/TZ200 does that with its large 1-inch sensor and versatile 15x optical zoom. It might be towards the upper end of the budget compact camera market, but Panasonic's travel zoom continues to offer great value. Its large 1-inch sensor produces better natural image quality than most smartphones. Despite the latter's advances in multi-frame processing, our test found colors to be nice and punchy, with the dynamic range allowing you to recover lost shadow detail with post-processing if needed. Even at 20 form, vignetting and distortion is nicely controlled. There's also a handy built-in electronic viewfinder, which makes it easier to compose images in bright light. Number 3. Fujifilm X-T30 II. The X-T30 II may only be a minor upgrade on its predecessor, but that's fine by us. The original X-T30 was a modern classic. This fine update is similarly ideal for travel and everyday shooting. If you like to swap lenses for different looks and shooting situations. At its heart is Fujifilm's trusty 26.1 MP APS-C sensor, while the real benefit over rivals like the Nikon Z below is its range of excellent X-mount prime lenses. If you like to shoot street photography in particular, then pairing the X-T30 II with something like the XF35mm/2 is a dreamy combination. On the downside, while many XF lenses are weather-resistant, the X-T30 II itself isn't, and there's no in-body image stabilization, IBIS either. This isn't a major issue if you mainly shoot in daylight, but if you do need IBIS, then it's worth checking out the larger Fujifilm X-S10. Otherwise, the X-T30 II is a fine travel companion, with a cracking sensor that produced excellent results in our tests, good autofocus and relatively speedy shooting, all of which makes it an all-rounder that's well worth considering for your city breaks. Number 4. Canon EOS R10. Like its EOS R7 sibling, Canon's EOS R10 is a compact mirrorless camera with modern smarts and a familiar sensor. Despite its entry-level price tag, it benefits from an impressive list of features for fledgling travel photographers. With a Digix processor inside, the R10 gets top autofocus tech and 15th burst shooting speeds. In our tests, the R10 proved impressively quick and sticky when focusing, making it ideal for whipping out when action unfolds in front of you. Our time with the camera also revealed the R10's lightweight design to be comfortably familiar, with its fully articulating touchscreen offering genuine versatility when shooting on the move. One unfortunate omission is in-body image stabilization, which adds to the EOS R10's limitations in low-light conditions. That said, it's certainly capable of decent stills and video in good light. Number 5. Nikon Z. Travel photography is all about capturing memories, and Nikon Z fully embraces the concept of nostalgia. It's a stunning homage to the 30-year-old Nikon PEN E-P7, complete with retro styling, dimensions, and dials. Despite the throwback design, it's a very modern camera inside, sharing many of its specs with the capable Nikon Z50. While some photographers might wish for a full-frame sensor, the ZFC's APS-C number does a stellar job of capturing stills and 4K video, aided by reliable tracking autofocus. Our test found that its 20.9 MP sensor had an excellent handle on noise, especially under ISO 800. While dynamic range was impressive, its vari-angle touchscreen is also a brilliant addition, making it easy to frame travel selfies or folding away completely for a leather back look that lets you pretend it's the 80s. Number 6. Olympus PEN E-7. The PEN E-7 draws on the spirit and specs of previous Olympus models to create a fresh, travel-friendly mirrorless camera. Its tried and tested TruePic Roman 8 engine will make headlines, but the combination of attractive retro styling, a streamlined build, and effective 5-axis image stabilization make it a compelling choice for beginners and journey makers. Vloggers won't be blown away by its video specs, while the lack of a viewfinder will be a deal-breaker for some. It's also a shame that the touchscreen only tilts, instead of fully articulating for framing flexibility, but the trade-off is a sleek, stylish body which hits the scales at just $430 with the kit zoom lens. Number 7. Fujifilm X-S10. Sometimes a mirrorless camera really hits the sweet spot of size, price, and features for most people, and that's the case with the Fujifilm X-S10. It's not an entry-level camera or as small as a premium compact, but you get an awful lot for your money. And if you combine the X-S10 with the right lenses, it's an excellent, versatile travel for most types of trip. While the X-S10 doesn't officially have weatherproofing, its magnesium alloy build quality is excellent and will certainly handle life in a backpack. Thanks to its large grip, the handling is also excellent, whether you're carrying it around one-handed or attaching a longer zoom lens. Number 8. Olympus OMD EM10 Mark Roman IV. With its small, compact, and light body, the OMD EM10 Mark Roman IV is a fantastic option for both travelers and those new to photography, as it's in its 4th iteration. The EM10 has been carefully refined over the years, making it one of the best options around for travel and everyday photography. The EM10 Mark Roman IV's power is in its simplicity, which also means that you need to compromise on some advanced specs, such as 4K/6 type and microphone/headphone inputs, which are lacking here. If you're somebody who's mainly concerned with stills shooting, though, you'll get a bargain by not paying for something you don't need. Number 9. Canon EOS M50 Mark Roman II. On paper, the Canon EOS M50 Mark Roman II is a feature-packed APS-C camera with plenty to offer for traveling content creators. Our test found that its 24.1 MP sensor is capable of producing great stills, with good dynamic range, decent noise control, and a 10th burst speed. The odd reality is that the original M50 also offered these things. What's new with the Mark Roman II is not hardware, but software. That means it still suffers from the same heavy 1.5x crop on 4K video and ships with a slower phase-detect autofocus system. Number 10. Canon Powershot G5X Mark Roman II. It might now be a few years old, but Canon's G5X Mark Roman II remains one of the best compact cameras around for keen photographers who are traveling light. What it lacks in zoom range, you only get 5x optical zoom. It makes up for in other areas. Because you get EOS-style controls and in-camera raw processing, you get loads of control over your image capture. With a wide maximum aperture throughout the focal length, this is a camera that's well suited to a wide range of lighting conditions, as our testing of the camera proved. Besides which, having up to 120 and 35 terms available is still pretty flexible. Elsewhere, there's a high-performing 1-inch sensor, great 4K videos, and a pop-up electronic viewfinder which pairs well with the tilting LCD screen. There are undoubtedly more advanced travel compacts on the market with longer zoom, but not many combine the G5X Mark Roman II's range of photographer-friendly features in such a small package.